started asking questions, what do you think they're going to do to us next?
We can't just give up.
Yeah, well, I can, Mr. Jackson. So get lost.
You beauty, Reet.
What do you think you're doing, Jenkins?
Oh, I was just delivering the clean laundry, Mr. Adams.
Getting off by yourself and loafing, more like it.
Oh, come on. I thought I'm working me feet off.
Well, you can certainly do with the exercise, can't you? Now get on with it.
Well, if you get out of me way, I will.
That's more like it.
Who's the actor now?
Hey, Mel, are you all right?
Can't get up.
I've got to talk to you.
We're going to escape and find Kat.
It's too late.
But I've got to find Kat.
We're mates, aren't we?
Yeah, but Kat's my best mate.
Yeah, well, everyone knows that, but you wouldn't want to get me into trouble, would you?
I want to get up.
Listen, nobody knows I was in on the escape, Mel. You won't tell them, will you?
I won't say nothing, but I've got to tell Rita because she's top dog and she'll help me find Kat.
No, you can't. You can't tell anyone.
I want to get up.
You've got to promise me you won't tell anyone, not even Rita.
I want to get up.
Well, I'll be your friend like Maxwell. I'll read your comics to you.
Kat wouldn't let him tie me up like this.
Well, if I take the straps off, will you promise not to tell anybody that I want to escape with you and Kat?
Can't cross my heart, but I promise.
And you won't wreck the place?
I just want to get up. I always get frightened when they do this to me.
And I had nothing to do with the escape, right?
Yes, you did.
I mean, you won't tell anybody.
I said I wouldn't.
It's a deal.
And you'll read comics to me until I find Kat?
And you're not going to say a word.
No.
What's going on in here?
I gotta get up.
Lie down, Mel. Come on, you need to rest.
No, I gotta find Kat.
Just lie down. Nobody's going to hurt you.
No, you're gonna send me to that place. I know it. No, leave me alone. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not going to that place. No, don't find Kat. I'm not going to that place.
We'll miss you, Merle.
Sister Hall certainly will.
Save your sarcasm for someone who really appreciates it.
I just think your sympathy's a bit misplaced, that's all.
Look, Sister Hall will be perfectly all right in a day or so, but that poor girl where she's going, you know how she hates us.
She was just a time bomb waiting to go off. It could have been you or me.
Goodbye, Merle.
Don't worry, I'll look after her.
Look after yourself, mate. She gets an arm free, she'll rip your head off.
I'll be careful.
Well, she certainly won't be strangling anyone else for a while.
If there were a home for insensitive pigs, you'd certainly be in it.
Oh, thanks. Should keep me going till I hear from Marty.
Haven't you heard anything yet?
Well, he said he'd phone as soon as the hearing was over. I suppose if the worst comes to the worst, his lawyer will ring.
Oh, it won't come to that. You'll be hearing from Marty soon. I can't help feeling guilty about Merle Jones. The one thing she was most frightened of has happened to her.
It's not your fault. I mean, she could have killed Sister Hall if Tucker hadn't been so quick in yelling for help.
Tucker has a lot to answer for. If she hadn't released Merle from the restraints, well, we might have been able to control the girl.
Oh, I don't know. Once Maxwell left Merle behind, I think it was only a matter of time.
I suppose so.
Heard about Sister Hall?
No, but she was talking when the ambulance left, so there can't have been too much wrong.
It's a lucky escape.
Yes, I really had no choice but to send Merle away. That's one girl we've failed. Well, you better bring Tucker in. I'll hide the evidence.
Tucker, Mrs. Reynolds is ready to see you.
Well, Tucker, I'm sure you know why you've been called in here.
Yeah, you want to thank me for saving Sister Hall's life?
There wouldn't have been an attack if you hadn't released Merle Jones. I was thinking of a charge.
A charge? After I busted a tonsil screaming for help.
If your throat heals as quickly as your ankle did, you've got nothing to worry about.
That's adrenaline. Well, when I saw Sister Hall lying there with Merle hanging onto her throat, well, I just stopped thinking about the pain.
Adrenaline?
Yeah, I read about it.
I didn't realize it could work such complete and permanent cures.
Yeah, it surprised me, too.
Sister thought she heard you talk about a deal. I want to know why you went to so much trouble to get into the infirmary, and I want to know what that deal was. And I don't want a lot of nonsense about adrenaline either.
Did you find out what the ambulance is for?
Screws aren't talking and nobody else knows.
Well, what don't you know?
About the ambulance.
It was Merle. I was picking up some stuff from admin. Saw her being taken through reception. She was a wreck, all drugged up and strapped to the trolley.
Well, where was she going?
I don't know. Screws wouldn't tell me, poor kid.
Off to the loony bin. Where else would they take her? Just for trying to escape. She would have been screaming for Maxwell. They probably wanted some peace in the infirmary.
Hey, Brumby's up there. She'll be able to tell us what happened.
No, she was outside the governor's office. She looked real worried.
She must have seen what went on. I suppose we'll find out sooner or later.
Yeah, well, I reckon things are better off without her. That's where she belongs, in the bin, her and her Captain Marvellous.
Shut up, Spider. You'll end up blowing bubbles all afternoon.
Hey, you all right?
Yeah, I reckon it's just a hangover from the poison. Did you get it?
Little beauty. Just where you said it'd be. She's not so smart. She's getting dumber by the minute. You ready to roll with this thing?
What, now?
Yeah, well, you want to see Harry, don't you? I haven't got my makeup on or nothing.
Well, I thought it was cruel to leave her there like that. Well, she promised she wouldn't do anything stupid.
And what about the deal?
Deal?
Sister Hall said you mentioned a deal.
Oh, that. Well, that was the deal.
What was?
I just told you. If I'd let her go, she wouldn't play up.
In the short time you've been at Wentworth, you've tried to escape twice that I know of.
Well, what's that
I
got to
thought
do?
the deal might have something to do with her keeping quiet about your collaboration in Maxwell's escape.
I never did, and if Mel said that, she's lying.
Jones mightn't be as clever as you think you are, Tucker, but she doesn't often lie.
Well, she doesn't know what she's talking about then.
Is the new punishment cell ready for use?
Ready and waiting.
Oh, why me? What have I
I'm
done?
not convinced you're telling the truth about Maxwell's escape. But even without that, releasing Jones in the state she was in was an act of criminal stupidity.
She's got you to thank for being sent to the mental home.
You mean she's gone?
Yes, you might take time out to feel sorry for her while you're doing your punishment. Now wait outside. Joyce, Tucker's outside my office. I want to put in the punishment cell. Yes, it's the least she deserves. Thank you. She knows more than she's saying.
Well, we've questioned most of the women, with the usual response.
Yes, could you get me the minister in his office, please? I better let him know what's going on. The last thing I need now is a ministerial visit.
Oh, you're not kidding.
Anne Reynolds, could I speak to the minister, please? Yes, all right. Thank you.
What is it?
His secretary's going to get him to ring me back. At the moment, he's busy with Miss Joan Ferguson.
What on
I
earth?
don't like to think about it.
Oh, judging by this, you've made yourself quite an enemy.
She was just another crim at Wentworth. I didn't treat her any differently.
Beecham obviously doesn't see it that way. She's taken it personally.
I don't care about her feelings. Can she back up her threats?
Well, if it was only Willie Beecham, I'd say it was a lot of hot air, but she spends her nights with Max Galtieri.
Never heard of him.
With the money he spends to keep his name out of the papers, I'm not surprised.
Can't you put pressure on him?
We are talking about one of the richest and most powerful men in the city. He looks after his friends, but he's not the sort of man you cross.
Oh, he's just another criminal, for God's sake.
Some of his friends could have me out of this job with a 10-second phone call.
Well, then get Beecham and keep your name out of it. For God's sake, she's an ex-con in charge of a security firm. Surely your department can handle that.
The department can't be seen harassing reformed criminals. The media would crucify me.
And if I tell them everything I know about you, they'll crucify you anyway.
Don't you threaten me, Ferguson. Just take my advice and go back to Wentworth.
Oh, come on, I'd be a laughing stock. I can't go back there.
Doesn't have to be forever. Give it 6 months, Beecham will probably have forgotten all about you. You don't have any alternative.
Why does she want to come back? She said she'd never work with me again.
She must have had a change of heart.
I doubt it. Jones always made her attitude to my reforms perfectly clear.
Well, you can't expect all your officers to agree with you all the time, Mrs. Reynolds.
No, but I insist on loyalty and support.
I'm sure you'll get them.
If I do, it'll be the first time. I am trying to make Wentworth a modern, humane institution.
I understand your misgivings, but you're both professionals. I'm sure you'll work this out between you.
Wentworth is not the only prison in the state, Mr. Dwyer.
I'm afraid you don't have any say in this. Miss Ferguson withdrew her resignation, and I'm returning her to a former post.
If she comes back, she will be so closely supervised she won't know whether she's an officer or a prisoner.